So let's test this lawnmower out, see what it can do. As you can see, I already moved everything over here and then it kind of gave out. So we want to always push this on and then let's pull it. Hello guys, and welcome to another day with Zimaleta. Today I'm in my garage with my lawnmower. This is a Honda lawnmower, the same one I made an unboxing video of a while back. I've been using it for more than a year now. I'm not really sure exactly like when I got it. So now it's having some starting issues. Now it's got the same filter that I had in here. It's got the same oil. It's got basically, well, the fuel is always different. I never leave fuel in it. So it started up just fine. It's probably gonna start right now, like if I start it up, which I'll have to like quit. А ну-ка, Jason, отойди. So basically right now, as you could see, it's starting up on one pull, but the kind of thing that I'm getting right now is, for some reason, when I start this lawnmower up and I mow with it for a while, and by while I mean like well, I don't even know like how to say it to you like in square footage, but basically probably like an area about 20 feet by 80 feet, almost done, and then it starts cutting off on me. And once it cuts off, I try to start it up again. It starts up immediately and then it dies shortly after. And then you try pulling on it, does not start anymore. You let it sit a little bit, you start pulling, and then you know, it starts again. And you know, if it sits for a while, like it has, like right now, maybe it's at like total of 5 minutes by the time I got it in here, because I wanted to really get in here and see what's actually causing this problem. But if it sits, I guess like 5 minutes, it's gonna run for a while again. But it's been doing that last year for me as well, and I'm not really sure like why it does it. I just added some oil to it. I'm thinking maybe these things have like a safety thing. If it doesn't have enough oil, it will then start to leak. But you can see I have plenty of oil in here. All the excess, they're pretty much in oil. I haven't changed the oil. I just simply added some oil to it just now. It's always on mulch. I got clean fuel in here, so I'm kind of like wondering, after it's been working for a while, like what's going on. Like, we got the fuel here, everything's proper, and of course the fuel filter is really dirty. Last time I pulled the filter off, it started right up, so I'm kind of thinking, okay, I guess dirty filter. Okay, but anyway, so, you know, once it started up, I put the filter back in here, started using it, and it worked. Like, it would not be causing any issues. So I'm kind of thinking, okay, that's kind of interesting. Maybe maybe you could get it started up, and then, you know, obviously I need a, you know, like a new filter. But once it's been running for a while with this dirty filter, and it's been mowing really good, like it does not even get stuck. And I'll show you like a little trick I did to it to make it mow, you know, like the taller grass, which is that little rope right here. I could explain. This is actually just when it's on, this guess is over here, and you could actually pull on it over here like that, putting in rabbit mode. So it's gonna turn the blades faster. So it's like a little upgrade I did. And you could basically put your finger on it and you know, pull it, you know. But that's actually besides the point. So anyways, once I was mowing the grass and then it quit again, so I'm kind of thinking, okay, maybe dirty filter, detected it again. I went ahead and just pulled the filter out, and once I pulled it out, I tried to start it, it would not start. So I'm kind of thinking, okay, so maybe it's not the filter. I mean, it is, but it's not. So I'm kind of thinking, is there a spark issue possibly? You know, it can be, I guess. It could also be a dirty carburetor, which I never cleaned on this lawnmower, so it's possibly causing something to, you know, cause you know it's dirty, so it's causing it to basically just die. So we got the carburetor, I guess, right in here. So I kind of wanted to basically address these issues and you know, find out what's going on. Also, obviously the spark plug, maybe it's a little dirty and not creating enough spark, so it's dying. So I got some basic tools in my garage. So like, let's try to mess with it, I guess. Let's pull this out. Let's see here. Get my drawer open. I literally got like basic tools in here, you know, stuff like this. So let's get my drill. So anyways, I'm going to be using my drill to disassemble it. This is my Torx. So I got this attachment for it. And now we're just gonna find a proper fitting, which this is way too big. I'm going to need to downsize it by putting one of these. And then what do we have here? See if there's any numbers. Yeah, this is like a little cheap set. I don't even know why I got it, to be frank with you. I don't want to really pull out of here. That's too big. But the most important thing, you know, this is gonna work, you know, this little cheap set. So if you have one, chances are it's gonna work. By the way, in case we're gonna get any fluid, I'm gonna place a metal pin. I have one back here underneath. I really don't want to get any fluid, you know, so it's gonna leak inside of here. I guess, you know, we're good. So anyways, we got this out. We obviously have this gasket. Let's put that aside. Then we have this tube here. So we just pull it out. Surprising, this just comes out like that. So this is actually quite easy. So we obviously have some fluid coming out. So let's just put that over here. Sweaty hands on there. So anyways guys, off camera I went ahead and I closed up the fuel. So this I believe this is air obviously going to it. So we have like a little crimp over here for the fuel. Really pull it out. I want to use something tiny. Okay, so we pull that out. The other reason I pull it out because you never know. Maybe some dirt got into it, and this is going to be a good way for getting fuel out. So I'm also going to turn this on, let this drain a little bit, now back off. So what I need to do for the carburetor now, we're going to pull this out, and up here apparently it's the same type of bolt, number 10. So the rest of that came out. So it looks like this is another gasket right here. Want to make sure we don't forget that. Okay, basically just pull that. Yeah, you could definitely see it's got some junk inside. So we have this very tiny gasket here. Seems like it's still holding, but you could clearly see that reddish stuff. Let me see if I get a screwdriver. Yeah, there's junk, and then there's like this debris here. So obviously that's not good. So it's definitely, you know, causing some blockages. So let's just use a napkin to just kind of clean it up. This gasket just came off, which is fine. You don't want to lose that. So obviously there's some blockages that's going on. So we'll want to just kind of clean it up. I almost need to get like a sandpaper on the inside to actually do this. And I do have some sandpaper. So I got like a lot of sandpaper here. Wow, this is obviously good quality stuff. I actually need scissors to cut it. Like one of these knives. It's actually using cloth, so that's good. So now we just need to get the carburetor back. So take a look at the carburetor right now. You could clearly see it's got a lot of buildup on the walls. It should be silver like that. So let's go ahead and actually sand this down.
Spark plugs. We could probably put it in the lights and heat it up.
With my flame, burn off any excess residue. So hopefully this does the trick and it's going to start running and keep running, because obviously you could see, you know, it's just a little bit, probably, you know, the fuel kind of like releases a little bit, and some of those contaminants, they fall down or get dissolved, or, you know, and then it wants to start up. But as soon as those contaminants make it inside, it prevents the starting, you know, from happening. And then, not only that, if it does run and you got it starting, those contaminants are still here in this carburetor. They just make themselves right back in there, cut your lawnmower off, and then you go trying to restart it again, and then it just basically does not want to restart because it's clogged up. I mean, this is my kind of like educated guess, as you call it. So those of you guys that's lawnmower repairman out there, let me know if this is a correct theory, and possibly, you know, some other causes. I actually know I got some really smart people that watch me when it comes to repairing small engines like this. I'm not an expert by any means, but I definitely enjoy working on my own stuff. So anyways, this is kind of clean. So what we're gonna do is take this napkin here and just now wipe it down so we don't have any debris at all. We want to go ahead and replace this same gasket that it had on here. I'm gonna flip it over. Let's see. No, this is how it's used to sitting, right there. So we want to make sure that. Oh yeah, let's observe. Let's observe this thing. I can't flip it because this is on there. I mean, I could pull it out. This metal shaft here. Now we could actually observe. Let's see here. This is opening. So we just actually open it by this. So it goes up and down like that. And this is still looks to be quite clean. Let's go ahead and insert this right back in there. Okay, so that is back. Now we need to go ahead and replace, let me see here, replace this gasket. I'm gonna actually put it in here first, that way it lines up, and then we're gonna stick this in here. So now you can see everything just lined up perfectly. You want to go ahead and replace this bolt. Don't make sure you're replacing the copper washer. If yours fell out, look for it. There's definitely one on here. It will prevent any fuel from leaking out, because copper washers, they squeeze, causing the fluid not to leak. Okay, so this is good. So anyways, we have the carburetor installed. Let's go ahead and actually install everything back as it was. So the very first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna put this pipe, this fuel line, back on, and then we're gonna need to take these little tweezers, it's interesting how tiny this fuel clamp is. Okay. So it's back where it needs to be. So now we have the air that we need to go ahead and reattach. We have the air right here. So we reattach the air. Now we have this gasket right here that needs to go up. So just gonna place it on the ready. And then we have this gasket. We're gonna need to place it here. And then place this portion right back. Oh yeah, you wanna make sure that this holes line up, because the gasket might actually install incorrectly if you're not careful, because a lot of it is misleading when you're kind of looking at it. So when you place the gasket, you can see this round hole goes right there, and then that same round hole, it's gonna match up. Let's see here. So as long as things are just kind of like as straight as possible, it's good. So we have to line up this gasket right here, and then go ahead and, well, we could just like set it down over here, and then we line it up. To make it easier, go ahead and slide your bolts right through there. Make sure it makes it straight through the gasket. There you go. We slide the bolts right through here. So now we're gonna need to add this gasket here. So it goes on like this. So now that we have this gasket back here, you want to make sure that you add this gasket, but this gasket for me did not actually fall out, so this is good. We actually have that. So let's add this piece now. And then you want to line up this holes so it goes perfectly over here. So we have things hand tight. Unfortunately, you can't really see the gaskets. I guess you have to assume that they okay, we one gasket actually fell out, so I could see that, so we have to fix it now. That's what I was afraid of. Okay, so we need to put that one away. And I don't even know how this happened, because I had a bolt in there, but it must have sneaked past me. So now we have that on there. Okay, now we have both of the bolts in the correct place. And this is probably good, you know, to have this be as a little repetitive type of task, because you could actually memorize it a little bit better. Not really sure why this bolt does not quite line up yet. I mean, this makes a little bit more sense to me, with this being like that instead of being flipped around. But this hole, it lines up better with that being there, but it doesn't really make much sense. So I guess I need to look at the design of the indentions. And it appears to me that it actually, you could see the indentions over here in this thing that it made. It would actually be correct. This is how it needs to go. And then we have the flat indentions of this. It should go this way. And then we're gonna line up the screw hole or the bolt hole with that. Let's go ahead and tighten this up a little bit. Oh no, this little thing is off. Okay, I want to make sure that the things are lining up correctly before I go and I start really tightening things right up. There, so that's sitting really good. I will be buying myself a brand new filter for this lawnmower, but for today I've cleaned mine out and I'm just going to be using it as it is. I mean, I've cleaned it best as possible. Obviously it's got some moisture and some buildup on it, which is really impossible to clean. We're just gonna stick it in like that. Yeah. Boom. So this is replaced now. We could actually go ahead and twist the fuel to be added. No need.
Serge Zimaleta. I'm 37 years old, and yes, I experienced success after buying my first home for cash. Back in 2011, I was broke, but I learned to solve problems on my own. Now I'm helping others to solve their problems. I know what pitfalls to avoid to stay profitable in business. Need motivation to be more successful in your life? Do you have Sprinter, Expedite, or business problems? Then subscribe. Let's find creative solutions to your problems. Hit the bell notification so you don't miss any of my helpful videos.